talking, I be seeing rates of like $14, $16, $17. Hey guys, welcome back to NEMT Van Talks. I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Monica.
And today we're going to talk about a pet peeve that we just makes me want to just like scream. Yes. NEMT Broker Marketplace.
Girl.
Oh my God. I swear, when I hear that a broker has a marketplace, I just cringe. So if you're new in this industry, you may not know what a marketplace is when it comes to NEMT brokers. So let me tell you, okay? Certain brokers have it to where transportation providers will log on to their online portal or their system, and then the system will display a marketplace full of trips. It'll have all the trips for sometimes it's broken into geographic areas, and other times it may not be.
Yeah, you have to filter it out.
Yeah, but it'll have like the client's the client's information, like the pickup address, drop off address, how much the trip is, and what's the level of service, and then of course like the appointment times and stuff. But when you pick these trips from the marketplace, you're accepting whatever price that is assigned to that particular trip. So there's no negotiating, there's no any of that. If you take that trip, that is the price that you are being compensated or reimbursed. I personally don't like it because honestly, it makes providers like competitive, because it's
very
like
competitive. Yeah.
So some brokers will send you a notification saying, hey, can you take this trip, right? And then you go and try to click on that trip, and then you get a message saying, oh, the trip has already been assigned.
It's like you have to be competitive in clicking in order to accept that trip right away, because if you don't, or if you don't have a dispatcher in place that is always at the computer, is always looking for these trips to come through to click accept, then you have, you can lose that opportunity to service that trip. It's so annoying, because why won't you just assign each transportation provider their own separate trips and allow them to make the decision whether they'll choose to accept or decline the trips, and then the trips that are left over, then you should put those in the marketplace.
I don't like it as a transportation provider, but if I was a broker, I would totally have a marketplace, because
it alleviates a lot of their
rerouting.
Duties. Yes,
the rerouting, of course, it does that. But
and then it alleviates them having to call to assign those trips to providers sometimes. Yeah, having it in the marketplace. So
but the marketplace don't always work, because we get emails with like pages and pages of like next day clients that need to be assigned a transportation provider, and sometimes the broker will reach out and be like, can you take any of these? And I'm talking pages and pages. But typically we don't take them because the rates are horrible when it comes to like marketplace rates. Now,
unless you can negotiate. If you can't negotiate their rates, then it's not even worth it.
Well, really, with marketplace, you really can't negotiate like that. I mean, because they're not gonna. Unless it's like last minute and they calling you, then you can negotiate. But for you to just be like, I mean, maybe some transportation providers do like see some trips they want to take, and then they call and try to negotiate or whatever. But I don't know. I wouldn't choose to waste my time in that way. You probably do have transportation providers that utilize the marketplace for the fill-ins, like to fill in different spots in the area. But even for me, I don't even think it's worth it, because the rates are so low. We might need to move away from utilizing, these brokers that have low rates in these marketplaces. And you know what? That's probably why sometimes we get pages and pages of next days, because transportation providers aren't taking the low rates. No. I'm talking, I be seeing rates of like $14, $16, $17 for a wheelchair trip.
It's not even worth your time.
That's like a slap in the face. You sure better slap me in my face if I take one of them trips, a wheelchair trip for $17 at that.
But And you're right. That's why we see those pages and pages of those trips, because no one is taking them, which is great. I'm glad, like, transportation providers are standing their grounds and know that you deserve more.
If the NEMT broker sees that, hey, every other day we're having 2 and 3 pages of trips for a certain area, like, transportation providers aren't picking up these trips, like, they're gonna start thinking about it.
They're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's affecting, their customers, their consumers as well. They're missing their trips because they can't find transportation providers to cover those trips. So it's affecting, the clients. So at the end of the day, they're going to figure something out.
Sometimes you have transportation brokers that pick up the leftovers. A larger broker may have like a state contract and they have been unsuccessful at getting trips filled. Then you'll have maybe a smaller broker that will pick up the crumbs. So they'll call the smaller broker and say, hey, can you reach out to your network to see if you can get these trips covered? And a lot of the times, those are the trips that you may see in the marketplace.
And maybe that's another reason why
the rates are so low.
Yeah, because you keep moving it down. Like, first time the larger broker had it, now they're sending it over to the smaller broker. They got to get a percentage of the pie as well.
Yeah. So I didn't ever think about that.
So then that's why the rates they continue to be reduced down until they can find a provider to cover the trips. Everybody want a piece of the pie, and the pie is already so small. You can't slice that pie that many ways because the percentage is just not there.
That's why we always say it's important for you to determine the need in your geographic area, because like if you got a bunch of competition in an area, chances are you're gonna have a transportation provider that's taking those $14-15 trips. And I mean, it may work for them. Sometimes a lot of transportation providers focus more on quantity and not quality. They have to beef up the trip volume to be able to see a profit.
And they have so many vehicles as well. With our business, we decided to focus on, quality instead of quantity, right? And so that means that we don't focus on the number of trips that we can get completed that day, but the level of services that we're providing, the quality of the services that we're providing. And so with those other companies, sometimes, if they have 10, 15, 20 vehicles, they probably can't focus on the quality, but they have to focus on the quantity because they have so many vehicles, they have so many drivers, and so they are accepting those trips at a lower rate because they need that volume. So it just depends on your business structure and how you're trying to structure your business.
And I was thinking about something the other day because I had read a post. It was a new business owner, and they were saying how they don't want to leave clients at the hospitals for 30 minutes to 45 minutes and all this. And I think that that's very admirable that they feel this way, because initially we still feel that way to this day, but we also need you guys to understand that things do happen. Like anything can happen. So there may be a time where your client will have to wait 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but as long as you set that expectation, like for us, with our clients, like if you don't give us a pickup time and your will call, we set the expectation up front. If we do not have a scheduled pickup time for you, you will need to allow our driver 30 to 45 minutes to pick you up. And that's because the drivers are doing other trips in between. So I know that was kind of off topic, but I wanted to throw that in there because we are human, and we're dealing with traffic. We're dealing with certain circumstances
that are out of our control, that are unforeseen. And you're right, we do set that expectation right away, so then they know already if MJ is not back here by 30 minutes, they told me I may have to wait at least 45 minutes, so they know what to expect. Instead of returning and then they have a whole attitude like I've been sitting here waiting for 45 minutes to an hour.
Don't be one of those transportation providers that tries to pack your schedule, because like I said, it will impact the quality of your services. And there's no longevity to that. And so although the marketplaces, you know, they may work for some people, and for some people they may not work for. But if you're going to utilize the marketplace, make sure that you're being smart when you are selecting those trips, because your decisions ultimately impact all of our businesses. Because if we have, you know, a large amount of providers that are okay with making $20 or $15 for a wheelchair trip, how will we ever see a difference?
And that's what we're setting, and that's the expectations that NEMT providers are setting if we decide to accept those trips. And we would never be able to change that. Like, if you set that tone and you start to accept those trips, you are making it challenging for other providers and
yourself.
Yeah.
You may start out this way by accepting those trips, and you may feel good, your energy levels may be high, but I guarantee you, come 6 months to a year, you're gonna be like, something gotta change,
girl. And I mean, this video is totally taking a different turn, but it's okay, because I think this is really good information content that we're sharing. That is so true, because we shared this already. We did that when we first started. We thought we were balling, like we were doing those trips, and we were exhausted by the end of the day. But like we just mentioned, we were focused on quantity and not quality. And
we was focused on quality.
I mean, we were still doing a good job, but that's just because how we are. Okay, so we were focused on quantity at the same time. You know, we were focused on quality too, but we were trying to, any trip and every trip that they threw at us, like, we accepted it.
We was all over the place.
We were accepting those low rates, and we were that provider that felt like, oh, we making money. Like, we were seeing those.
Their rates wasn't that low. Don't get carried away, because they gonna think we was doing $20 wheelchair trips. $20 wheelchair trips.
I mean, they weren't what they are now.
Yeah, right.
I'm saying we had to figure it out. Like, no, I mean, we seen a profit. I mean, and I tell this all the time, we were never in the red when we started out, but again, we had to still change some things. We had to, like, figure, like, we were that provider that said there's no way we can grow and expand our business operating this way, though.
And I know you guys may have asked yourself, how can I hire a driver with these rates?
Yes. And that's what we were asking ourselves, like, how can we scale and grow with these rates? And
you
so
can't.
You can't.
It's gonna be very slim.
So that's why we are totally honest with you, and we totally tell you all, like, starting out, the rates, you know, you want to negotiate your rates as much as possible, and you just use those rates working with the brokers just to get in different opportunities in different spaces. Stop looking like in different spaces until you're able to negotiate and grow your clientele base. But
so I want to know, if you are an existing NEMT business owner, what is your experience with the marketplace? Do you love the marketplace or do you hate the marketplace? Like, let us know.
And maybe if you have a secret to figuring, and you may have figured out the marketplace, and we probably struggling because we don't know everything. So if you figured out,
we don't even deal with the marketplace at all.
We just like whatever. But if you figured out how to make the marketplace work for your business, let us know. We share
in the comments.
Yeah, share with us. Like, I want to know how you figured it out.
Yeah, because here on this platform, on this channel, we're all about community and not competition.
Okay.
So we need to help each other out. We need to help each other push forward and thrive.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Ciao.